Hi everyone, welcome to Season 3, Episode 2 of Venturous Talk. I am your host, Nisa Zakir, your current agency head, and with us today we have a very special guest, Ms. Shervina from Adzappr. Now, for those of you who don't know, Adzappr is actually Venturous PR's previous client that worked with the last batch. Now, before we move on to the questions, Ms. Shervina, why don't you introduce yourself and introduce Adzappr?
Sure. Hi, my name is Shervina Danaraj. I am one of the co-founders of Adzappr. For those who don't know, Adzappr is a community-based advertising tech platform that enables people to earn through ads, and that's currently done through WhatsApp. So we enable people to earn through changing their display picture to an ad, and they can earn.
Interesting. Now, you worked with Venturous PR from March 2021 until around August, I think. So how have things been for Adzappr since, your last collaboration with the last batch of Venturous PR?
Right. So remind me again, it was end of August.
Yeah, it ended end of August.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not been that much time. So things have been great. We've been focusing on still on our users, building our users, as well as plans to look for funding and building our resources, as well as establishing new features for our platform as well.
So were there ups and downs that you experienced since then, or
post Venturous, right? Yes, we've definitely are on a steady growth, but we've also been still looking to expand our team as well. So maybe that would be the only downside, is that we're still a small team, so we're always looking to get more talent that can really help us to scale up.
So were you satisfied with the work from the last batch and the offerings that they gave you, that they offered to you?
Yeah. So definitely working with the Venturous PR team, the last batch, they were definitely a great batch of students that had a lot of curiosity about us, and I can see from the learnings from their lecture that they were trained to at least ask the kind of questions that would really help them to get to know us better. I would say we were definitely satisfied. They did provide us a lot of the media kits and the brand kits. There was a lot of things that they provided. I would say the only thing would be the fact that it was just very condensed for those 30 days to really get to know us. So I think that if there was any improvements, that maybe a longer stretch of time period for them to get to know us better and really develop it forward.
So other than maybe a longer time period working with them, do you think there are other things that they could have improved on, or is that just?
I believe that this was actually one of the first batches to start after the pandemic, and I think there was a lot of learnings along the way. I would say maybe it was, I don't know how much of the experience they've already had with startups. We have limited resources and people on board, so I think maybe taking those things to account when, especially when it comes to the budget planning, maybe that's just something that they can look into more.
So what are your plans into improving Adzappr and becoming more recognizable in Malaysia?
Right. So we're definitely still growing, and we want to continue that, especially that organic growth that we have among our users, and hopefully just become maybe a household name in terms of, a unique and innovative digital advertising platform among Malaysian users. Because it's WhatsApp, there's a huge popularity within Malaysia to reach out to. So that's something we definitely want to do. I think in terms of media, PR, and more of ours, I would say developing more of the team as well. That's something that we want to focus on in the next coming months, as well as the new features that we really are excited to implement in our platform. That's something that I think will definitely shift us to another huge growth and be recognized as well.
So do you guys have any, so you guys got a PR plan from Venturous PR, right? Have you executed any of the plans or planning to execute maybe in the near future?
Right, we actually, I do remember a few of the plans they had, especially among social media. Those were good, but I think one of them that we really kind of latched onto was that, Taylor's is having a PDW is happening next week. And that's something that they helped us start by communicating with them. And so we took that forward, and now we're actually scheduled to speak next week, Friday, to showcase a bit about Adzappr, as well as share, our knowledge on branding with, students. So yeah, that was something that we're looking forward to as well.
Yeah. The PDW is next week, and actually, I think a lot of me and my friends are actually going to the Adzappr workshop. So I think it'd be very interesting for us to listen to, your story and your workshop.
It'll be good to see a familiar face then when we're there presenting.
And yeah, I think it'd be a great chance for you guys to be more recognized by, university students, young peers who maybe, they might be looking for a place to internship or to work, and they might be interested in you. Or
exactly, it's also that, and also Adzappr is accessible to anyone, and I think younger group as well, students. It'd be great to also show them that this is something that they can have for a supplementary income. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to your workshop as well. So in the PR plan that was presented to you, one of the goals was to increase social media presence and boost follower engagement by 30% within the next 6 months. Has that happened yet? Has that happened yet?
No, unfortunately, it hasn't happened yet in the way that was planned out with the PR team. But we've taken the feedback and the sort of initiatives that they planned out, and we're definitely looking for that to be something we'll expand on. But like I said, we do have a small team when it comes to social media, and we're looking forward to, when we expand, that is something we're going to be aggressively pushing out, is making sure that our online presence is known as well as offline too.
Okay. So I noticed that in your Facebook you have around 316 likes, and for your Instagram you have 49 followers. So I just wanted to know, has your team promoted your social medias by to their friends or to their families? In what ways have you guys promoted your social media, basically?
So team meaning our PR team, right? So I remember during the time they were very active on social media with us, and they were liking, I'm not really sure now because I'm sure they're busy with their internships. But with us, it's something that we do share among our family and friends. So it's a very, organic group that we've shared to. So we are definitely looking forward to really growing our presence online by, advertising as well. That's something we have to do as well, and then hopefully grow from there.
So you're mainly focusing on the word of mouth marketing, I guess, in a way.
Yes, definitely, because that's actually how most of our users get to know about us, is by sharing it with their peers and family. And I think that's also important to have that organic growth first and share that, and then also build our presence online with more people knowing about us. So yeah.
And do you guys have any plans to increase your likes and followings across your social media accounts? What are some plans maybe that you're planning to execute within the near future, I guess, now or maybe?
I would say currently it's about just keeping ourselves active, but I think a lot of things that we can explore is giveaways and contests, really showcasing what are the benefits that our users are doing, especially, what can they do with the money that they earn, and how's that help them. I think that's also really important to show the impact that a platform like this can have for anybody to earn.
All right. So finally, do you have maybe any message or advice that you can give us to our batch of Venturous PR, maybe to just the general audience? Do you have any advice?
So I would say my advice for the PR group would be to continue doing initiatives like this that is offered on school. I think that's something I look back at my university days that I wish I maybe have taken more, or I did, especially my final year. But I think, collaborating among your own peers, and then, getting to know, I think initiatives like this with MDEC that they're doing, that you get to also experience a little bit of the working world and getting to know how it is to be very professional and the importance of that. is really good. So I would say keep up with what you're doing now. And I think general advice means going out of, your final year, right? I think that's always a very, very stressful time, and you want to figure out, what you're gonna do, and you may not always have all the answers or a specific direction. And for me, that was something I related to. When I graduated, I moved back, and I was, I had a psych degree, so.
You had what degree?
I have a psych degree. Just letting you guys know that this isn't, advertising didn't come naturally to me. It was something that I kind of ventured into. So that was a big jump of just trying to do something different, especially in the startup. So if you're looking into a startup that maybe you want to do in the future, make sure it's something that have the commitment and the ambition to drive forward, because startups are not easy. It's a lot of figuring out. We have limited resources, time, everything's kind of moving fast paced. So it's important to just make sure that you're surrounded by people that you can really learn from and that you want to contribute as well. So that would be my final advice, is be part of something that you want to contribute.
I think that's really a good advice, at least especially for me, who's a final year student who's kind of unsure of what I want to do after I graduate, or even my internship, still confused on where I want to go. So I think it's nice to hear that advice. And I think actually that's a wrap for season 3 episode 2. I wanted to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to talk with us and update us on Adzappr and how you guys are doing.
Of course. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We need more likes.
Definitely. And I want to thank all of you guys for listening in. And yeah, I am your host, Nisa Zikir, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.